let's just get right into it. We need to talk about one of the biggest and honestly one of the most unspoken challenges in modern retirement. It's this. One of you is finally free, while the other is still clocking in day after day. And listen, this isn't just some scheduling problem. No, it's a huge shift that can shake even the most solid relationships. So today, we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to give you a way to confront it head on.
And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, that's not us, think again. Nearly 60%, that's 60, of married couples do not retire in the same year. Just let that number sink in for a second. This isn't the exception to the rule anymore. Staggered retirement is officially the new norm. It happens for a million reasons, right? Age gaps, different careers, insurance needs, but the end result is exactly the same. So here's the most important thing to get. You are definitely not alone in this, but you absolutely cannot ignore it. This is your new reality, and just kind of hoping it'll all work itself out, well, that's a recipe for disaster. You've got to face it, you've got to plan for it, and you've got to navigate it together. And that all starts by really understanding both sides of the coin. Now, this whole situation is a classic two-sided coin. On one side, you've got some real, tangible benefits. But on the other, oh yeah, you've got some serious friction points. And getting a handle on both the good and the bad is the very first step to making this work. Okay, the first and most obvious problem is what I call mismatch days. One of you suddenly has this wide-open calendar, just full of possibilities, while the other is still locked into that 9-to-5 grind. This can get lonely fast for the retired partner. And for the working one, they're coming home exhausted and they just aren't ready for a barrage of questions or a long honey-do list. But here's the payoff. That working spouse, they're still bringing home a paycheck. And that provides a massive financial cushion. It takes so much pressure off your retirement savings, you can delay those big withdrawals, and this is a big one, it often keeps you both covered under a great employer health plan. That is a huge, huge advantage. Next up, the identity shift. This one's a biggie. The retired partner can feel this sudden loss of purpose. I mean, their professional identity is just gone. And at the same time, the working partner can feel this brand new pressure, right? Being the sole earner now. It's an emotional minefield that can lead to guilt, resentment, and a real sense of disconnection if you don't get out in front of it and talk. But again, there's a powerful payoff here. A staggered retirement lets one of you kind of test drive this new phase of life. The first person to retire learns the ropes. You know, what works, what doesn't, how to find purpose outside of a job. They get to work out all the kinks, which makes the whole transition so much smoother when the second partner finally joins them. And another major friction point? Yeah, it's the house. When one person suddenly has a lot more free time, these unspoken expectations about chores and who does what, they can pop up and cause some major conflict. And this isn't a small thing. It's about fairness and respect. We're going to circle back to this one for sure. Okay, so all of this brings us right to the heart of the matter. This situation isn't something you just survive. It is a conscious choice that demands a very real, very honest debate between the two of you. So let's frame that debate right now. This is it. This is the question you have to answer. I want you to really look at this and ask yourselves honestly, what is our priority as a couple right at this moment? Is it locking down the finances for the long haul, or is it grabbing every single moment of shared active time you can while you're both healthy and able? Look, there's no right answer here, but you absolutely must have your answer. And your answer to that big question is going to lead you down one of two paths. Either the second partner retires pretty soon after the first one, or they decide to keep working for a while longer. Let's break down the arguments for each of these. All right, position A, retire soon. The argument here is all about quality of life. You finally get to travel, to enjoy your freedom together. You avoid all that resentment that can build up from mismatched schedules. And let's be blunt, our health and our active years are finite. Now, the biggest arguments against, it's a major financial risk. You could have a health insurance gap if you're not 65 yet. And frankly, the working spouse just might not be mentally ready to hang it up. Now for position B. Keep working longer. This path is really built on practicality. You build a much stronger financial foundation, you hang on to that incredibly valuable employer health insurance, and hey, if the working spouse loves their job, they get to keep finding fulfillment there. But the cost, well, it can be high. It creates that lifestyle mismatch we talked about, which can lead to loneliness, serious strain on the relationship, and the risk of just losing precious years of active retirement together. So you've had the debate, you've hopefully made a choice. Now what? You can't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. You need a plan, a joint action plan to move forward together. And your plan needs to stand on 4 essential pillars. These are totally non-negotiable. First, open communication. That's the bedrock of everything. Second, get aligned on your finances to kill that stress. Third, you've got to actively reset your daily routines and household roles to fit your new reality. And finally, you have to establish clear boundaries to protect both your time together and your own independence. Let's dig in. Communication is the foundation for absolutely everything. And I don't mean just asking, hey, how was your day? I mean having the raw, honest, judgment-free talks about your fears, your dreams, and your real expectations. The retiree needs to feel safe enough to say, I'm feeling really lonely. And the working partner needs to be able to say, I really need some quiet time to decompress when I get home. This is where the real work happens. And please don't underestimate what's at stake here. As the experts at Retirement Transformed put it, failing to navigate this change effectively can strain even the strongest of relationships. That's not being dramatic, it's just the reality that countless couples are facing. Being proactive is your best defense. This brings us to that crucial pillar of balance. It's not just about spending more time together, it's about balancing that connection with independence. You have to be intentional. Schedule date nights, plan weekend trips, make sure you're getting quality time, not just sharing the same house. And just as important, you have to respect each other's need for personal time, hobbies, and friendships. And yes, we have to talk about the chores. Let's just be crystal clear on this one. The retired spouse is not the new full-time housekeeper. Period. You have to sit down and reassess the division of labor so it feels fair to both of you. Ignoring this is one of the fastest ways to build up a huge wall of resentment. Get it out in the open and make a new plan. Now, I get it. Implementing this plan, all the communication, the new routines, getting the finances aligned, it can feel like a lot. But here's the key. While this is a journey for you as a couple, you don't have to, and you really shouldn't, do it alone. Tapping into a community of people who just get it can make all the difference in the world. So where do you start? How do you find those people, those resources, and that support system that can help you navigate not just this challenge, but this entire massive transition into retirement? One of the best places to start is a community like the Active Retirement Network. It was literally built for this exact moment in your life. Its entire mission is to create a supportive community that helps people just like you find a new purpose, build new connections, and explore all the amazing opportunities of this new chapter. See, this isn't just about surviving retirement. It's about making it the most rewarding chapter of your life, period. It's about being part of a community that believes your potential doesn't just stop when your career does. It's about finding the tools and the people to help you really thrive. So, here's the bottom line. This transition, it's tough, but it is completely manageable if you face it head-on, together, with a plan. Don't let this challenge define your retirement. Instead, use it as a catalyst to build an even stronger partnership and an even more fulfilling life. Because trust me, your best years, they're not behind you. They're just getting started.